Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be filming a holiday party makeup tutorial. This is going to be my first attempt at filming a tutorial while talking at the same time, just because I hate doing voiceovers on the computer. It takes forever, it's difficult, and sometimes I don't know quite what to say and it sounds like I'm just coming up with stuff to fill in space. So I wanted to give it a shot, so bear with me if for the first couple of videos things sound a bit weird or strange, or if I'm saying a lot, because again, I'm still getting used to talking to you through the camera, and that's really different for me, so it's going to take a little bit of practice. So I really appreciate you bearing with me while I'm learning. I'm going to start by pinning back my hair with my favorite little claw clippy. You can find these things, of course, all over the place, and I probably have like 6 of them. They are absolutely invaluable. Today I'm going to be using my Revlon Photo Ready makeup. It's been what I've been using lately because it best matches my skin tone. But I have noticed, I don't know if this is just me, but it's been causing my skin to break out a lot. So I've been going without foundation, and that's not my favorite thing to do. So start by pumping a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm using my favorite brush for applying my foundation, which is just a basic e.l.f. flat top powder brush. Some say it's a dupe for the Sigma brush. I haven't tried the Sigma flat top brush, so I can't really give you a comparison on it. The one thing I do love about this foundation is it has a very slight shimmer to it, which obviously isn't great if you're going for a completely matte look, but I usually never mind a little bit of shimmer and sparkle. Alright, now that that's done, I'm taking my Revlon Photo Ready Concealer Stick. Just so you know, do not use this under your eyes. It will cake, it will just make an absolute mess. So I only like using it for covering when I have heavy amounts of blemishes. Just using a simple concealer brush and just lightly patting it on. I then usually take a little bit extra on my finger and just pat it with the tip of my finger a little bit to help blend it in a little bit better, and so that you don't see any brush strokes. Now that I have my foundation on, I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I absolutely love this stuff. It is awesome. I just apply it using the sponge. I don't use a ton of it. I've seen some people who will just glob this stuff on like crazy. It actually says on the directions not to do that, that you get better results. And I've noticed that I do get better results if I apply a thinner application. The other thing I will do is if I now that I have applied a tiny bit of darkness right here, I will take my NYX HD concealer. I will not bring it all the way up here, because if you do, this stuff will crease. Maybe not on some people, but definitely on me. Just pat a tiny bit of it where it's darkest, and then blend that in. Alright, now that that's done, we are moving on to powder. As you probably noticed, I have a brand new background. I decided to move my filming area from my bedroom and my office because frankly all the clutter in my bedroom is driving me nuts. And not using my office as much was basically turning it into a storage space. So I figured I may as well use it for something, or, you know, just have the kids stop sharing a room and give up my office. And I didn't want to give up my office, so I'm filming in here now. The next couple of things I'm going to be using, my powder and my bronzer, actually come out of the NYX Beauty To Go kit, which is huge. This thing retails for $45. I did not spend that much on it. I found it at TJ Maxx or Marshall. Either TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I can't remember. I found it at one of the two for only $10. So I actually grabbed the two they had. Mine, however, is falling apart because when I was filming in the bedroom, I had it in or on top of a tray table and it dropped multiple times and fell to pieces. So it's a disaster. I'm going to be using this shade powder and this dark shade of bronzer right up here. I'm sure you can find the equivalent to these shades in individual NYX sets, but I have no clue what they would be. So for my powder, I'm going to be using another e.l.f. brush. This is a huge fluffy powder brush. That's how big it is. It's pretty large. What I do is just get a decent amount of powder on it and then I just pat. I notice a lot of people will rub or buff their powders in. The main reason I don't do this is because I only wear powder when I'm heavily breaking out, and I don't want to rub or buff it in because it will smush my concealer all over the place. And yes, smush is a technical term. Right now that I have the rest of my face powdered, I'm going to take a little bit extra and go in underneath my eyes. Alright, and my base is pretty much done. As you can see, I look pale as a ghost, which is completely typical for this time of year. So now I'm going to do bronzer and blush. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques contour brush and the NYX bronzer I showed you earlier, which, yes, is slightly shimmery, but again, it's a holiday party. To me, it doesn't matter if it's shimmery. If that bothers you, absolutely go with something that's more matte. So I apply it in strokes first, and I just go in circles to blend it out. I also take it up on my temple and up onto the edges of my forehead, just to give your face some actual dimension. See how that leaves a nice shape? I'm also going to take a little bit and run it just under my jawline. Just a touch on the sides of my nose. I don't do a ton of highlighting and contouring on my face because my face is already pretty naturally angular, so I don't like to, if I take it too far, my face almost looks skeletal, and that's not a good look on anybody. Alright, so I have my foundation done, my contour done, and now I'm going to do blush and highlighting. Today I'm using NYX Pinched. This is my very favorite blush right now. It is super pigmented and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And don't forget to blend your blush in with your contour. If you don't blend it a little bit, you're going to look like you have a pink stripe and a brown stripe on your face. And unless you're going for Halloween makeup, that does not look good. I'm going to be, for my highlight, I actually usually use an eyeshadow of some sort. This is from the CoverGirl Berries and Cream palette. It's a super light shade here. I like using this one because it's a little shimmery, but not super, super shimmery, which makes it perfect for doing a highlight with. And I'm going to take just an eyeshadow rounded blending brush to apply my highlight. Center of my nose, up into the center of my forehead, along the tops of my cheekbones, and right on my cupid's bow. Before I get to doing my eye makeup, I'm going to fill my brows real quick. As always, I'm using my NYX Brow Kit in taupe and my Real Techniques brow brush. For my eyes today, I'm using Urban Decay's Vice 2 palette, which is my absolute favorite palette right now. I love this thing. I'm going to start priming my eyelids using Urban Decay's Primer Potion. I'm going to be using a small eyeshadow brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to be starting with this beautiful bright green color. This is called Damaged, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this shade. I'm going to begin by patting this all over the eyelid. And taking it just slightly into the crease, but not very much at all, because I'm going to be placing a transition color in my crease, and I don't want things looking too muddy at all. Look how beautifully that packs on. It's just a nice, just gorgeous, gorgeous green shade. Oh, I love it. It makes me happy. Great, next I'm going to be taking just a Real Techniques base shadow brush. This is honestly for doing your eyelid. To me, this is a little bit big if you look at the size of it compared to my eyelid. If you have bigger eyes than me, it might not be such a big problem, but I prefer using this for like crease or when I'm doing blending, things like that. To me, it's not quite detailed enough to get straight on my eyelid. Okay, next I'm going to be taking this color, Rewind. It is a nice medium brown shade, and I'm going to be using that in my crease. I'm winging out a little bit at the corner, but not, well, okay, it looks like it's super far winged out, but it's not going to be one world then. You'll see. Next, I'm taking Habit, which is a nice matte cream shade. Going to be using that as both on the same brush as a highlight and a blending color. Just kind of smudge that all. I want the final look to be that it looks very very smoky and well blended above the crease, but very, very sharp and defined on my eyelid. Now I'm going to take a bit of my NYX HD concealer again. I'm going to actually put that on the concealer brush I was using earlier. I'm just going to take it from the corner of my eye up. This helps create a nice sharp line and lift the eye. And I'm going to just take my finger and blend it out. And yes, I know I'm using a cream product over a powder product. Breaking all the rules today, but you know what? It doesn't look funky or cakey, and it ends up looking really, really good and creating a nice clean line. So that makes me happy. Did you see how quick and easy that was? Seriously, 3 colors from the same palette, and you're done. Next, I'm going to take my Urban Decay eyeliner in Perversion, and I'm going to do a very, very thin line along my upper lash line. As thin as I can possibly get, and as close to my lashes as I can possibly get. I don't want the eyeliner to be the star of the show here. I just want it to be an accent. Next, I'm going to take my NYX retractable eyeliner in black, and I'm going to line up my waterline. Normally, if I'm doing a heavy look, I'll do my foundation last, but since I didn't and I have a tiny bit of fallout, I'm using a very fluffy blending brush and just whisking that away real quick. And I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and yeah, I just used one of the Ancient Revlons. I've had this thing for probably like 10 years, but you know what, it still works. I'm going to use that, and then my Falsies Flared Mascara, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and do my second eye since you already saw how to do this one, and I will be right back. Alright, so both eyes are done, and now I just have to do my lips. I'm going to be using NYX Wonder Pencil in Fair to line and fill in my lips. I don't have a nude lipstick or nude lip liner, so I'm using this. And then I'm going to top it with NYX Butter Gloss and Meringue. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on joannabrooks.net and on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.